Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm Rick Fussell and this is the Ingrain Workshop. One of you viewers out there requested that I build an American flag for military challenge coins. So in this week's video, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be building an American flag for challenge coins. That's coming up next here at the Ingrain Workshop. For this build, I already had the flag mostly pre-cut. I ripped 13 stripes to 9/16 of an inch and cut them to 13.5 inches long and left them at about 1 1/4 inch thick. These all came out of scrap 2x4s, proof once again that nothing good ever comes from throwing wood away. Even though they're pre-cut, there's still a bit more work to do. I'll start by laying all 13 stripes out in order and temporarily clamping them together so I can mark out the union. Once the layout's set, I go through and identify the red and white stripes, along with the stripes that are going to double as shelves for the challenge coins. Basically, every other white stripe will become a shelf. Before I take anything apart, I number all the stripes. That way, when everything comes apart, and it will, I can put it back together in the same order without playing the world's least fun puzzle. With everything marked and numbered, I removed the 3 stripes that will be turned into the coin shelves, and we're ready for the next step. Next up, over at the table saw, I'll start by setting my blade height using a 3/16 inch setup block. With the fence set at 7/8 of an inch, I run each of the shelf stripes through to cut an 1/8 inch groove. Once all 3 shelf stripes have that first pass, I bump the fence out about a 1/16 of an inch and run them through again. That gives me a 3/16 inch wide groove, which is just right for the challenge coins to sit in securely. The top shelf stripe needs a little extra attention because it lines up with the union. I don't want that shelf groove running into the blue field, so this one gets a stop cut. For that cut, I set the fence to 1 inch, and I add a piece of painter's tape on my zero clearance insert to show me exactly where to stop the blade. I also mark the stripe where the union begins, then make the cut and stop right at that line. With the fence still set at 1 inch, I go ahead and rip all the remaining non-shelf stripes down to a 1 inch thickness. Finally, over at the vise, I use a pool saw to clean up the end of that stop cut shelf stripe, and that takes care of all the saw work for this step. Now it's time for the glue up. Since this is a smaller flag, I don't need any clamping calls. Just a couple of bar clamps and a quick grit clamp do the job. Because this flag is for interior use, I'm using Type Bond 2 wood glue. This is also where pre-numbering the stripes really pays off, because everything goes back together in the right order without any guesswork. I let the glue set up overnight to make sure I get good adhesion, and the next morning I break it out of the clamps and move on to sanding. I start with 120 grit on the horizontal belt sander, and I sand the back of the flag flat. Then I flip it over and sand the front, but only the protruding shelf stripes. After that, it's over to the outfeed table for some hand sanding. I just grab a scrap 2x4, start with 80 grit, and sand between the raised shelf stripes, working my way up to 220 grit. Once the sanding's done, I head back to the table saw. Using my miter gauge, I trim up both ends, and that gets the flag squared up and ready for the next step. Next, I'll burn my logo into the back of the flag. And once that's done, I grab a MAP gas torch and lightly burn the back, front, and sides. I'm not trying to char it, just enough to add some depth and character to the grain. After burning, I lay out the union using some painter's tape. For the color, I'm using Minwax solid color stain in denim blue. Applying it with a foam brush, I let that sit in for about 20 minutes, then wipe off the excess with a cotton rag. Once the union's done, I tape off the white stripes so I can stain the red stripes. This time I'm using the same Minwax stain, but in barn red. The process is the same: foam brush, wait, then wipe it back with a cotton rag. With the color finished, I'll move on to the stars. Using my star template, I'll leave a link in the video description. I trace out all 50 stars on the union. Then I break out the flex shaft on the Dremel and start carving. Yes, all 50 stars. Once the carving is finished, I apply 3 coats of water-based polyurethane using a foam brush. Between coats, I lightly rub everything down with a 4/0 steel wool, and that brings the whole piece together with a smooth, durable finish. And there you have it, my lone challenge coin from basic training. Over 40 years old, it's been sitting in a drawer for a long time, and this felt like the right way to finally give it a proper home. Well, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please leave it a like and share. It really helps us out. If you're new to the channel and you like DIY and woodworking projects, then I highly recommend that you smash that subscribe button. It's free and painless. And I'd also ask that you ring that bell icon. That way you can be notified of all our upcoming videos. To all my existing subscribers, I really appreciate all the support that you give this channel. Now I'll leave links in the video description below to any tools and equipment that I might have used on this build. And as always, I'm Rick with the Ingrain Workshop. Until next time, have a wonderful day and God bless.